Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about using Cowboy Magic Rosewater Conditioner. In previous videos we've covered the shampoo and a couple other products, but I wanted to go over how to use this conditioner. It's a really fantastic product. You'll find that when you use this conditioner you really don't need a lot of other products as far as detangling. It makes their manes really smooth and easy to take care of. So first you're going to take your conditioner on your hands and massage it into your horse's wet mane. I already had this horse hosed off and damp. You're also going to massage it into his tail. You can be pretty generous with it, but you don't want to leave it on the scalp. So make sure that you don't necessarily need to rub it in super deep to the scalp. You want to mainly focus on the hair shaft, and especially towards the end where it gets farther away from his body and the horse's natural oils aren't reaching out there to do natural conditioning. So your conditioner is going to be really beneficial out there in the ends of the hair. You're going to go ahead and rinse it all out. Make sure you rinse it pretty thoroughly. You don't want to have a whole lot of conditioner just sitting in your horse's mane. It's meant to be rinsed out, at least rinsed out from your horse's skin. In the tail, if you want to leave just a little tiny bit in the ends, that's fine. You can provide a little bit of extra moisture that way, but you don't want it to be right up against the skin. It can cause some itching and irritation like any product. If you really rub it into their scalp, you don't want to leave it sitting there. The horse's natural oils are going to be best for that particular area. So make sure you rinse the mane really well. And you're also going to want to rinse out their neck and their shoulder. Make sure that you don't have any left over in that area, especially when you're getting into these fall months and they have longer hair. They're more likely to trap soap. So then we're going to rinse out the tail. And again, this is an area where if you want to leave a little bit in the length of the tail, that's fine. Just make sure that his tailbone is rinsed well. And then after you're all done rinsing, you're going to go ahead and let it dry. It is pretty important to make sure that your horse's hair dries all the way before you go to detangle it and brush it out. If you leave it wet, it stays a little bit sticky and you're more likely to cause damage by breaking the hair or by tearing it out. So we're just going to give the little dusting with Super Body Shine. Nothing big, just a little tiny spritz. And then we're going to start working out the tangles. As you can see, I'm really hitting hardly any tangles here. I just have my little comb and I'm taking out the big stuff. In the long areas, I might have a couple of little areas where I'm going to take some more time and work through some larger tangles. If you have any wind knots or dreadlocks, then you're going to want your detangler, your Cowboy Magic Detangler, and you're going to go ahead and put a small amount in your hand and kind of massage that in there. I like to get rid of the dreadlocks before I even wash it. I find that I get better results that way, and we do have another video on that. That is on this channel if you go back and find it. I think it's called Taking Care of Thin Manes. You can find a little bit more details on those wind knots and how to get those out. But here you can see it all combs out pretty easily. No big deal. I like to use a wide tooth comb because I feel like I can be really gentle with it. Anytime I hit some resistance, I can feel it. So I can be careful not to pull on his mane too much and cause any breakage or damage. This horse loves to scratch on trees and run through bushes, and while he can have a very long mane, he doesn't keep it very often, and he's just a trail horse, so it doesn't bother me too much. I let him have fun in the bushes and pull his mane out, but I don't want to pull it out myself. So I try to be nice and careful whenever I'm brushing not to cause any damage. Then with the tail, I start at the end, and I like to kind of hold it over my thigh that way. It works for me. And if you need to, you can separate the tail into several pieces, especially if you have a horse with a really thick tail. Doing the whole thing at once will just be way too much. So go ahead and separate it into manageable pieces here. And then once you have each piece well brushed, then you can put it all together and brush it out for a finished product. And here we go, this is our finished product. And you can see it looks nice and shiny and brushed through really easily. This only took me a couple of minutes to get through the whole thing.